you've got to find your place. Felicity, the locals, they use some of the Boyles out there in the lineup to help with positioning, but also have their markers on the beach that they use as well.
Yeah, look, you're forever playing cat and mouse at a wave like main break. It doesn't matter how far out sometimes you're sitting. There's always going to be a set that's going to break further out. You have Boyles out there in the lineup, which they're always there. Whenever a little lump of swell moves over the Boyle, they boil up and you can see it, so good point of reference.
Most definitely, and a few of the locations on the schedule have that similar characteristic. Here's Sally Fitzgibbons, who wants to get started quickly against the rookie Caitlin Simmers. Sally has to make this heat to have a chance of even staying on the CT through the back half of the year.
She's finally making her presence felt.
Well, Sal, a former winner of this contest, needs to really dial in those memories and go on, and you'd think maybe even she might have to win the event because there's still a bit of movement to happen here on the women's tour. But this was a great start, especially considering she didn't have priority.
Yeah, I really liked the look of this wave, and I liked how Sally's looking just in general. I feel like she looks feisty, she looks fired up. And
employ the windscreen wipers, get the water out of her face as she rides out with ease. Let's see what Katie Simmers can do. Breaking through for a win over there in Portugal. So strong. Really does have it all. Great rail turns, big airs that she can call on if needed, but also just a magic style.
You know, Steph can get a 5.7 on one carve, but here we are, we're having a look at the replay of Katie Simmers' first wave, and nice first carve off the top, but it was the second one that I really liked. And
look, she basically left an 8.5 on the table. She's still got the excellent score, but an 8.5 was at her fingertips.
Sally Fitzgibbons has a number to come through from her opening ride, but she's not wasting any time in finding a backup for it. And the move to the Pang surfboards, the Glen Pang surfboards, has just been a really smart one, I think, for Sally, while she's chasing a big result to stay alive. But at Bells in the opening round, she looked like, you know, one of the form surfers on the tour.
Looking at Sally's replay here, and a couple of nice carves off the top, and bring it through to the inside here, and she finishes strong.
Now, with that one, that's a point I was making.
I think if she can get the better start, she's a better chance at turning this heat around. That last ride came through at a 6.87, so not quite enough. And I think that was the general feeling here in the booth when we watched it play out, that ride. But Sally Fitzgibbons up. She had a 6.33 on her opening ride, so got the jump on Caitlin Simmers in the opening exchange. She's going to better her 3.67 with that ride, and we'll see how Caitlin responds. But she's proven to be a surfer that can hold her nerve when she's up against it.
Yeah, I really like that last wave of Sal's. I think it's just good to build on her situation. Obviously, they're not in the priority heat at the moment.
Just by making the round of 16 has equalled Betty Lou Sakura Johnson and Gabriella Bryan on points. So there's a bit of a jam at equal 7th spot as we see the replay of Sal's last ride.
And now back to the heat with Fitzgibbons. Caitlin Simmers pushing that Bohr surfboard down the line and attacking with the airdrop. Total commitment.
And well, she just got out of that one because there wasn't too much on offer, but I really like the approach here from Caitlin Simmons. Just so spicy and so fast down the line. Gets to this final turn.
But she can't hang on. Now setting up a nice little blast in the pocket, looking like Fitzgibbons quickly. As she's got pocket 6.33s at the moment, leading the heat over the Grand Banon Tour.
Couldn't quite ride out of it, but gee, she's surfing quick, and I like to see the pace. And this was Sally, unfortunately. Just the one turn, but it was a nice connect off the top.
I feel Katie Simmers still working out main break, and the veteran in this must-win heat is doing what she needs to do. Here we got some action right now, though, and Sally with priority. Here she goes.
Nice take, Kaipo. Fitzgibbons, mid-face bottom turn. Clean wrap all the way to the pocket. And now she sets up that slash to set up the finish. Little airdrop, but total control over that Glen Pang.
Winning the title last year to just being back on the bubble again. I don't know, maybe it's a nice little theory. You just sneaking in 10th, just sneaking in 5th, finishing number 1. I don't know, it's tough, but thanks for all the support, everyone. Stoked to make the cut. There's some great events after the cut, so.
But because it is so clean, it's fairly easy to get in the slot, and she's taking off right now.
Using priority, needing an 8.16, world number 4. Fades that cutty down to the bottom. More of a rip into the pocket. And now setting up another setup carve and running out of space quickly as that section awkwardly dropped in front of her. And she'll step off. A couple of nice moments in there. But chasing an 8.16, that's a big out.
For it to get right up there. Great looking way from the takeoff. I love this big accentuated, drawn out carve to start with, and then she mixes it up with a really tight slash. And again, another little hit off the top, and right there, Joe, it just hit that inside shelf.
And score's starting to drift in, and it's going to be short of the number. Simmers out here in the round of 16, and Sallly keeps her dream alive to try to get closer to the better part of that mid-season cut. We'll keep you posted on the live rankings for this Australian veteran. She moves on into the quarterfinals here at the Western Australia Margaret River Pro.